Alright, ladies and gentlemen, in today's video we're going to be going over how to use fundamentals using ICT concepts presented by Smart Money Trading. We recently got a comment, so we have been working on this video. It just has been more of one of those videos where we want to make it look a little bit more professional, but today here we have a slideshow. We're going to go over all these concepts and how to use them, but then we're going to go into the charts and implement them and see how we can use each and every single one of them. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did learn something from today's video, then feel free to drop a like, and that's all we ask for. All right, so the first one is going to be seasonality. Seasonality is like a roadmap for price to see where we're likely to head. That's pretty much all we use seasonality to. Here's the website. We're going to leave all these websites in the description below for this video. So this is going to be the seasonality. So we have the E-mini S&P chart, of course, from the open to close, and then, you know, the 5-year average to the 10 to the 15. I have seen other charts, you know, a little bit with higher year averages, but we like to keep it a little bit recent. So that's kind of why we have this. So as you can see here, during August and September, we seem to be more bearish. So that's kind of a little roadmap to see, you know, we are likely to expect bearish prices going into November. In December, we're going to have to expect more higher prices soon. So, and then COT data, we're going to see what type of program we're in, if we're in a buy or hedge program. The buy program is a macro perspective focused on the bulk of buying, while the hedges sell some in prices. Break the market into two categories. What was their action above and below the zero line? We use COT data on bar chart with the net zero line. Of course, you can read it through commercial, net long, and net short, and you can be able to see, you know, what type of orders have majority of their orders in, you know, if it can be in buy long, on the longs, or in the shorts or the sells, and then you can just determine, you know, if we're in a buy or sell program or a buy and hedge. The highest reading above the zero line is what we are bullish, and the lowest reading below the zero line is for bearish. So yeah, when the net position is below the zero line, we are bearish or short. The position above the zero line, we are long or bullish. So yeah, this is from Inner Circle Trader, everything we have learned from here. Interest rates differentials. Long-term trends are fundamentally driven by currencies, by interest rates. Long-term macro is to look for a high interest rate country and pair that with a low interest rate country. Forex pair is fundamentally meant for strength in relative terms. So if we have one that's higher with interest rates and one that's lower, we're going to be able to see, you know, if it's USD JPY, you know, the Federal Reserve is having a higher interest rate than the Bank of Japan or JPY. That means the USD pair is going to have strength while the JPY is going to have weakness. So that means the pair is going to be relatively strong to the upside. So that's how you use interest rates for a macro perspective. And then we have quarterly shifts. So with quarterly shifts, there's three types of quarterly shifts that I view. One is going to be the 3 to 4 month, basically, you know, every quarter, basically. We tend to form an intermediate turning point and have a major market shift. We use the look back periods, 20-day, 40-day, 60-day look back periods to identify what the institutional order flow is telling us. And then eventually there's quarterly theory, trader day, and you're looking for accumulation, manipulation, distribution, and then eventually a reversal or continuation, or it can be XAMD. Basically, it can be a reversal or continuation, and then accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. So we're gonna be going over all these quarterly shifts. So yeah, that's pretty much. We're going to go into the charts now. So for the pair we're going to go over on this chart, we're going to use the seasonality with the quarterly. We're going to go over the S&P, and then we're going to go over a Forex pair with the interest rates, with all the other things. So first, we're going to use the S&P quarterly shifts with seasonality here. So we're here with the S&P 500. So we're going to use the quarterly theory and then eventually the quarterly shifts. So I'm gonna write that down real quick. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have hopped on a 3-month chart, basically marking out the quarterly shifts from the 3 to 4 month period. I usually just hop on the 3-month chart and start basically marking out where the next candle can print and the candle before. So we're going to hop on into a monthly chart, just 1 month, and we're going to be able to see, you know, we had that major market shift, and then eventually after this one, you know, opens up a new candle. We're going to be able to see if we're going to continue lower or if we're going to have that major market shift again. And then eventually we're going to expect the same thing from the next 3 month. And we're going to go drop it down to the 1 day and then use the 20, 40, 60-day look back period. That's what I'm about to do right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have added the 20, 40, 60-day look back period. And now we're going to add the indicator for quarterly theory from trader day. So if you go up to the indicators tab, you type in quarterly theory. If you type in quarterly theory, it's going to say day. And that's usually the one you want to use. Not this one, quarterly theory, cycles. You just want to use quarterly theory by day, by Todd. So here is the indicator. Basically, this is from a monthly perspective. So if we go here, it's basically accumulation, manipulation, distribution, or continuation, or a reversal. This could be the X, this could be the A, the M, and then the D. Or it can be AMDX, or it could be XAMD, basically. So you really have to be very cautious to see which one you're in. I personally do not use this. I'm guessing this would probably have to be a continuation phase, and then eventually you start to reverse, and then this would be your accumulation phase, and then some form of manipulation occurred here, and then now you're gonna have your distribution. I feel like this is an XAMD. Pretty hard to determine this. I like using it more on the lower time frames than a macro perspective. That's kind of why I usually like using the look back periods and then eventually the quarterly shifts on these type of time frames, just from a macro perspective. From the quarterly theory is very, very powerful, especially on the lower time frames. So from the lower time frame, we knew that the seasonality was telling us we are going to be in a bearish environment. So you can use quarterly theory on the lower time frames to find what the 20-day and the 40-day look back periods, your high and low, and then eventually scaling down on the lower time frames using quarterly theory to find more better AMD, basically power 3 mixed with time elements, distribution phases, manipulation phases, and your accumulation phases, or your continuation or reversal phases. I feel like this is very, very powerful if you know how to use it. So quarterly theory mixed with quarterly shifts is very, very, a fundamental driver for price. So we have marked out our AMD basically for what happened this week. So as you can see here, this was more of an accumulation phase. We built up the high and low of that Monday or that new week. This was more of a Monday's range right here with Sunday. And then eventually that was more of an accumulation phase, power 3 farming from the week, and then eventually you can see that we took out this high. That was more of a manipulation phase, and then we had that distribution phase lower with a breaker here that basically formed, that you can see we came back from the continuation phase and then eventually dropped. So this is very, very powerful. You can use even the daily ones to see, accumulation, your manipulation down, distribution, and your reversal happened. So I'm just using these, are very, very powerful. You can drop down to even a lower time frame, but I believe these are 90-minute cycles. Oh no, these are the 6-hour cycles. So if you drop into like a minutes, like the 15 and the 5-minute, you're gonna be able to find 90-minute cycles, and that's even more helpful for determining. But again, you want to have more of a macro perspective. So you want to have that 20-day look back period. And here on the 20-day look back period, if we go back 20 days, you can just see where's our most recent high and low. This was our most recent low. This is our most recent high up here. So you can just see clearly that we came up and we didn't want to take out this high, because if we did, that would have happened. And that is our most recent high in the 20-day look back period here. And then eventually you can see we are aiming to take out this low, since we are seasonality, a bearish environment right now. We're in a bearish program, a sell program. So that would have been more of a reason to be shorting using that AMD on the 1 hour for your weekly profile. Pretty much a classic high of week Tuesday in a bearish environment. Simple and sweet, very nice. Using quarterly shifts with quarterly theory and using the look back periods are very, very powerful. You can use market maker models such as the market maker sell model right here, or you can use the market maker buy model, which can eventually be like this: sell side to the curve, then buy side, and then eventually buy side to the curve with sell side. So either way, you can mix up so many concepts here. It's very, very powerful. But next we're going to go to a Forex pair and identify interest rate, seasonality with more. So using interest rates differentials, we can see for the pair we're going to be using today is going to be the Bank of England versus the Reserve Bank of Australia. So the Bank of England is a little bit above the Bank of Australia. Reason I didn't want to use any other pairs is because GBP AUD is kind of a pair I like watching, and eventually shifting my direction to trading it soon. But that's where we're going to be going into and seeing from a macro perspective. So yeah, one thing I would do differently about COT data is mainly use it for indices or a commodity. But these are fundamentals. They won't give you a direction for short-term trades. It's more of a macro perspective of understanding where price is wanting to go. But again, I would recommend it more for like the indices or an index or a futures chart. It's more beneficial using COT data for that. Again, you can use it on the currencies, and it kind of will help you, but you can't really fully depend on it. So that's kind of why you want to use quarterly shifts with quarterly theory. Is by far one of the best things to do. Just viewing the higher time frame macro perspective with the quarterly shifts, and then breaking it down with quarterly theory, understanding how the accumulation, manipulation, and distribution and continuation or reversal phase is likely to occur. So here we're going to go to the 3-month chart on GBP AUD, and we're going to mark out our quarterly shifts. We have marked out our quarterly shifts from the 3-month chart, and we're going to go down to the daily, and we're going to draw the look back periods. So that's what I'm about to do. All right, so these lines right here, these little dotted black lines, are the quarterly shifts. So you can see we had a quarterly shift here, then eventually we had another one right here, and then eventually we're gonna have another one here on January the 1st, 2024. And you can see we are starting to have that major market shift from that downside movement upwards. And if we use our 20-day look back period from the most recent 20-day high and low, you can see this is the range that have been created in that 20-day range. And then eventually, if we go to the 40-day range, this is going to be our high for the 40-day range, and then our high for the 60-day range is going to be right here. So that is pretty much it. You can see we swept the low from the 60-day range, is right on the 60-day range right there. And then eventually we swept the low from the 40-day a while ago, down here. I would expect it to be at least this one right here, I guess. You can say it was this one. We swept it. So we are looking like to be more of that buy program starting to kick in with the quarterly shift. So we're going to be watching to see if we can come and take out this high, and this high. But another way to identify what type of area we'll most likely start having a reversal in is using a dealing range from this high to this low, and just identifying where the premium and the discount is using that 20, 40, 60 look back period. And you can see we are most likely to head up here, drop into a premium, and then eventually start to expect lower prices. But if we do see more rally to the upside, again, just waiting for that next quarterly shift to start shifting the direction in the market, having that major market shift. And of course, that is pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. It's either going to be a continuation phase for that quarterly shift that kicks in, the new one, or we're going to have that major market shift. And it really just depends. You can use the 20, 40, 60-day look back period to catch the little retracements, and then eventually the move upwards. So yeah, so again, here we have the X, or we have the AMDX. Sometimes it would be XAMD. You really have to just see the market environment. But again, here, the market environment, we are what? We are in a buy program using that quarterly shift. We shifted our market direction from sales to buy. And then we're using that 20-day look back period, or we could have used the 40-day look back period from the previous 40 days where the high and low was. And we're going to be expecting prices to reach up here, if not right here. If you were, trying to, or if you were finding that trade idea, you would be expecting bullish prices, of course. So here in this market, you can see we had our accumulation phase, and then eventually we came and we took out that low from this quarter. He explains it. You can go watch his video. He goes more in depth, but the high and low of each quarter, can be used for more of a liquidity point. One quarter, the next quarter we'll probably try and take out the low or high of the previous quarter. So you have to see what type of program you're in and what market environment you're in also. So if you're in a range bound, trend, or a consolidation type market. But again, here we have this accumulation phase. We drop, we take out the low, and then eventually we start seeing that upside movement during the distribution phase, and then eventually the continuation phase kicked in with a little reversal at the end. So this is very, very powerful. Again, GBP USD, we can see here we are having a market maker buy model. So that could have even been more confluence to your trade right then and there. And then you can eventually, you can be swing trading this. You can be holding to the final terminus, which is going to be all the way above these highs. So again, here the market maker buy model is likely to be complete in a couple of days or weeks. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you want any more videos, or if you have any more questions, feel free to comment down below by all means. So enjoy the rest of your day or weekend.